Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside of the Karakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan for View Japan Pro Wrestling VIGOR FORCE. This next leg on the VJPW tour will feature 3 championship matches, including the first defense of the newly crowned GWGP Women's Champion, and of course, the XWA World Heavyweight title on the line in our main event. But we kick things off with the final match of a month-long tournament to crown the inaugural GWGP Intercontinental Championship. And making his way to the ring, the man they call Kuma, Ryoichi Kohaku. And this is a man who has gone through a dramatic metamorphosis. One of the original members of Team Katana. Also a student of the Togo Dojo. One of the first. A man whose loyalties has been split for the majority of his career. But he has struck out on his own and established his own style and his own presence within View Japan as one of the most vicious and dangerous competitors on the roster. And speaking of vicious, speaking of competitive, the man who he faces tonight for the chance to be crowned the first Intercontinental Champion in View Japan Pro Wrestling is one of the true blue chippers of professional wrestling today, the Warbeast, Johnny Tama. A native of the Isle of Samoa, made the trip across the pond here to Tokyo to train under Yoshitogo in the very same Togo Dojo that Ryoichi Kohaku once called home. So in a way, these are 2 students of the Blue Samurai going at it against each other here tonight. But oh boy, has things changed for Kuma Kohaku. Not so much for Johnny Tama, however. The Warbeast has seen a very successful ride here in View Japan Pro Wrestling. A lot of parallels being drawn between him and the XWA's undisputed Ethan Ulrich, as both men at this point sport unblemished win-loss records. A victory here tonight will give the Warbeast a leg up on his competition, as he will have scored his first singles championship of what looks to be a very promising career in professional wrestling. And there it is. This is what it's all about. For the last 30 days, a grid of 16 men have competed against each other for the chance to hold that title that the referee holds up in the air. And one of these 2 men will have the honor and distinction of becoming the first GWGP Intercontinental Champion. As the ref calls for the bell. The late great Gorilla Monsoon coined it best: when 2 big men like this stand center ring against each other, the irresistible force versus the immovable object. And it looks like we might be getting a shining example of that here in the early going, as neither man seems to be able to budge the other. They just slam right into each other like literal human walls. Well, hell, they practically are human walls. Kohaku 6'8", 335 pounds. Johnny Tama 6'11", 295 pounds. These are not small men by any stretch of the imagination, so don't expect a technically sound catch-as-catch-can matchup here. This is going to be, as I will borrow another terminology from a legendary play-by-play man, a slobber knocker. And in the early portions of this match, it is certainly befitting of that moniker. Both men starting off by throwing bombs. And speaking of throws, what a belly-to-belly suplex by the Warbeast. Didn't even fall with the throw. Almost like a back body drop. Hoisting 335 pounds over his shoulder like he's at the gym. And speaking of the gym, a little log carry here. But for the scoop slam, just effortless with the power, is Johnny Tama. One of the reasons why he is one of the hottest commodities in pro wrestling today is that power and that aggression that he holds, but also the control, the poise. He has learned his lessons well from the legendary Blue Samurai Yoshi Togo, who just so happens to incidentally be the president and CEO of this very company. You have to believe he's looking intently on at this match. And speaking of power, holding Tama up a little extra with that vertical suplex is Kohaku and signature Ryoichi. Kuma with the cover. And the scouting report for Ryoichi Kohaku is this: power, aggression, and finesse. Understated agility for a man weighing over 300 pounds. Shades of the late, great Bam Bam Bigelow. He is very comfortable on that top turnbuckle, and when he comes crashing down on you with one of those splashes, oh boy, it's like you're in the middle of an earthquake. Of course, the nickname Kuma translates to bear in English from Japanese, and he is very, very befitting of that nickname as he flexes for these fans here, kind of flexing on Tama as well. And Kohaku, wait a second, no, counter by Tama, stiff lariat. And the intensity of the Warbeast is palpable. Tama now, he's got Kohaku reeling. Irish whip in the corner here. And digging those broad shoulders into the breadbasket of Kohaku. And oh boy, Tama in the corner. Loading up, we might see that loaded right. No. Countered. Kohaku had that one well scouted. Countered the loaded right. And now Tama finds himself in dire straits in the corner. Kohaku with the power bomb against the turnbuckle. And Kuma hooks the leg again. 1, 2, no. Bit of a slower cadence here in View Japan than what you're probably used to if you follow the XWA's style of action. But it was a 2 count. A near fall here. And now Kohaku applying added pressure with this modified camel clutch. Little more emphasis to the neck and the face, almost wrenching at Tama's eyeballs there. Not a very good position to be in. But the Warbeast fights out of it and takes full advantage with some pressure of his own. Double drop kick to the spine, immediately into a back suplex, and another big boot to follow up. And now Tama is on the second turnbuckle here. Looking for a high-risk move. Well, kind of a simple high-risk move, but effective nonetheless, as he crashes down onto the cranium of Kohaku. Try saying that 3 times fast, then he delivers the loaded right out of nowhere. Wow. Don't blink or you will miss everything. Let's see it again on instant replay. This strike wasn't just quick, it was sudden. And now back to live action. Tama in full control. Another high belly-to-belly suplex. And now the Warbeast is on the prowl. Beautiful knee drop right there. And Tama taking his time against his opponent here. He's got Kohaku by the legs, and what's he got here? A giant swing. Once again, displaying that power. In the corner again. Might be looking for another loaded right, but no. A stalemate. Kohaku absorbing the punishment. And oh my goodness. He just dumped Tama over the top rope with that lariat. Ladies and gentlemen, there goes the power of Ryoichi Kohaku. And another stiff shot. Spinning back fist outside of the ring. And remember, folks, we are here in Japan, so international rules apply. The referee administering a 20 count outside of the ring. So Kohaku has all the time in the world to put the hurt on the Warbeast out in that dangerous territory outside of the squared circle. And he is doing just that. Torquing at the neck of Tama. Now what's he got planned? Front headlock. And a knee right to the face. No, wait a second. Tama with the counter. The Warbeast fighting back. And oh my goodness, just dumped Tama over. Was that a suplex or just a slam? I have no idea. But it worked. And Kuma sent the Warbeast out of the ring. And the Warbeast brings Kuma back into the ring. A complete pendulum shift of momentum here. As Tama delivers that spinning neck breaker. And the Warbeast now in unbridled territory. Top turnbuckle. And delivers the splash. Johnny Tama just made it splash. And goes for the cover. But only a 2 count. And that was a very, very long 2 count. Well, not so much the cadence, but as close to a 3 as we've seen so far in this match. And now, Tama applying a wrist clutch here into a torture rack. This is double painful here, folks. Not only is the torture rack stretching out the ribs and putting pressure on the kidneys, but that wrist lock is almost choking Kohaku out with his own arm. But Kuma using the free arm to fight out of it with some elbows. And Kuma answering back with a belly-to-belly suplex of his own. Now the bear stalking the beast and delivers that signature high angle body splash into the cover. But again, only a count of 2. And look at the resilience of Johnny Tama. Back to 1 knee after that onslaught. True intestinal fortitude on display by both of these competitors. They know what's at stake. The GWGP Intercontinental Championship. And Kohaku going big and paying off with the frog splash. But again, shoulder up by Tama. And the look of frustration on the face of Kohaku not being able to put his opponent away is noticeable. Wisely enough, Kohaku following up with a Falcon Arrow. And this is what he's got to do. Continue to apply pressure on Tama. And eventually, he should hopefully be able to score that pinfall. Possibly even a submission. Who knows? But there's definitely some work that needs to be done here still. And oh my goodness, the sickening impact of that fireman carry slam. Tama's head bounced right off of the bottom turnbuckle. That was a very dangerous throw right there. And now Kohaku slowing the pace down once again, torquing at the chin and the neck of the Warbeast. Trying to just work some more damage in. But wait a second. Tama fighting back. Shot to the gut and then one to the temple. And the Warbeast with another belly-to-belly suplex. This time a standard issue. And Tama loading up once again. Loaded right incoming, and this time it's right on the mark. Fist to the jaw. Referee checking on Kohaku. He could have been knocked out right there. And if that doesn't do it, maybe this will. Samoan Smasher. Nothing but impact on that slam, and Tama with another cover. And no. Unbelievable. Kohaku gets the shoulder up at 2.9 after the Samoan Smasher, and Tama beside himself, trying to strategize another plan of attack here. Looks like he's going for a powerbomb, but no. Kohaku, with a series of right hands, fights his way out of that position. And Kuma delivering the air raid siren crash before going up to the top turnbuckle once again. And again, Kuma comes crashing down with that 335-pound frame with a splash and follows up with another one. Hooks the leg. And no. Tama powering his way out of that. And back up to his feet. Oh my goodness. Only gets stood up to get taken back down with another spinning back fist though. And Tama, no, played possum perhaps. Counters into the fireman's carry and three stiff right hands to the face of Kuma. Takes him down. A second wind for the Warbeast here. No idea whatsoever where this came from, but it looks like Johnny Tama might have had enough in the tank after all. Another loaded right. And this could be the beginning of the end here. Front headlock and bam! Tama delivers the Warhammer. Hooks the leg. And the Warbeast is your new, your first, your inaugural GWGP Intercontinental Champion. As we look at the replay, like I said at the onset, folks, there was nothing technical about this match. There was nothing scientific. It was two big men beating the hell out of each other for the chance to be the first IC champion in View Japan history, as we see this combination of splashes by Kohaku. Was not enough to score the pinfall, however, but this combination was. It's a combination that has led to victory after victory for the Warbeast. loaded right into the Warhammer. 1, 2, 3. And now the prize in the hands of Johnny Tama. He will go down in history, the very first man to be crowned the GWGP Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, go ahead and drink it in, Tama. His first singles championship. His first championship, period, of his career. And he raises it triumphantly for this crowd here in Tokyo. The first and more than likely not soon the last time we will see this young man with championship gold in his hands. They say that you never forget your first time. And for the Warbeast Johnny Tama, that will be this night here at the Karakuen Hall at New Japan VIGOR FORCE. New Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations, Tama. A well-deserved victory. Next up on the card here tonight at VIGOR FORCE, the first official defense of the newly minted GWGP Women's Championship. And making her way out onto the stage, the challenger, Avalon Smith. And if the name sounds familiar, she's had a brief stint in the XWA's Diamond Division before making the trip out east here to Japan to compete in the newly announced women's division of New Japan Pro Wrestling. If her approach appears to be a little too overly patriotic, it's because she's got a bit of a chip on her shoulder. She's one of those types that believes that the American style of wrestling is superior and aims to prove that to the world starting here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. She actually does have quite a following on social media, and particularly here in Japan, those who I guess fetishize the all-American girl, and she certainly has that look going for her. But unlike many American promotions, looks don't matter that much here in Japan. It's what you do in the ring that counts. And her opponent here tonight has done quite a bit in a very short stint of time. This, of course, is the reigning GWGP Women's Champion, Suki Nobu. And you might recognize the White Wolf from her appearance at the 2017 Warfield Invitational. Of course, she lost in the first round to the Lioness Aurora Cellini, but to say that she's picked up the pace since that defeat is an understatement. We'll get more into the details of the saga of the White Wolf in just a bit, but first let's go to ringside for the official introductions.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the GWGP Women's Championship. Introducing the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Dallas, Texas. This is Avalon Smith. And her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Tokyo, Japan. She is the reigning, defending GWGP Women's Champion, the White Wolf, Suki Nobu.
When View Japan announced they would be starting their own women's division, they came from far and wide to join up. And it was a one-night tournament that took place to crown the first women's champion, a contest that Suki Nobu emerged victorious in. And now she will take on her first challenger here at View Japan VIGOR FORCE. It was mixed martial arts legend Matt Hughes who once said, "You cannot truly call yourself a champion until you successfully defended your title." That being said, this is a huge pressure situation for the champion in front of a hometown crowd, no less. Both women in a feeling out process, and Smith rolling out of an arm lock on the ground. And there we see the arrogance of Avalon Smith as they tie up once again. Smith kind of reminds me a whole lot of America Weston in the XWA. She's got that chip on her shoulder where she just thinks that she's just better than everyone else just because she sports the old red, white, and blue. But Nobu showing off some power there with that flapjack off of the Irish whip. And Suki following up with a beautiful shining wizard from straight across the ring, full impact. And there's the combination of strikes. The White Wolf definitely adept in that department, as are all the students or disciples of the Togo Dojo, incorporating the signature strong style of Japan, mixing wrestling with martial arts. But here's Smith firing back with some strikes of her own and finishing off with a clothesline. That was a stiff lariat right there by the larger and stronger Avalon Smith, who now has Nobu in a back body drop here. Modified back body drop right off the shoulder. She's going to want to establish and keep that power advantage if she wants to become the GWGP Women's Champ. And how about that display of athleticism after the elbow drop with the kip up? Avalon Smith, very impressive. If not for her arrogance, if not for her ego. That's the one thing that I believe is setting her back to reaching that next level. But at this point, she's got things well under control, so we'll just have to see how focused she remains on the task at hand. Beautiful knee right there. Almost like a Muay Thai knee right to the face of Nobu. And now Avalon Smith. Very rare does she go to the top turnbuckle, but this is that type of match. Easily the biggest match of her career. And she goes all out. Top rope Hurricane Rana. And hooks the leg. 1, 2, and no. 2 count only. Let's take a look at that one again on the instant replay. The normally grounded Smith taking to the skies, and a high-risk maneuver pays off. And now she's got the momentum in her favor. 12-6 elbows, following up now with Nobu in the corner. And a stiff shot right there. One to the face, one to the gut. Now it looks as if Nobu is fighting back. firing out of the corner, and oh my goodness. Open hand palm strike just laid Smith out. And now Nobu setting up what she got planned here. How about some signature Suki? Taking the page out of her mentor's playbook with the tsunami rush. And down goes Smith yet again. And now Nobu is the one who, looked like she was going to the top rope. Instead, she goes out to the apron. Might not be a top turnbuckle move, but it will be a high-risk one nonetheless. Springboard forearm shots. Nobu to the apron again with the tope con hilo. And finishes off the sequence with a springboard leg drop. What an impressive combination of high-risk moves to a downed Avalon Smith. She might not have gotten the pinfall off of that cover, but she has most certainly done some significant damage to her opponent. That's for sure. And now slowing things up here with this top wrist lock. Would it be to wear down her opponent or to catch her breath after that sequence we just saw earlier? Amazing, the endurance that these women have. But as I said earlier, this is a big match. Both of these ladies have to pull out all the stops. Now here's Smith after that big boot with the front headlock and drives Nobu face first into that star-spangled knee pad of hers. And Nobu is still a little loopy after that strike and eats a zigzag. And here we go. There goes the arrogance of Avalon Smith. She's got her opponent down and instead opts to show off to the fans. And now, speaking of showing off, Avalon Smith is doing a log carry here, showing off some of her upper body strength before finally slamming Suki Nobu to the mat with that power slam. Emphasis on the power. A little flex afterwards. And Smith looking for a big move here. Hooking Nobu up and delivers the fall of Avalon. Goes for the cover. We could have a new champion here. No. The match continues. Nobu manages to get the shoulder up at 2.5 after the fall of Avalon, that sleeper slam by Smith. And now Smith picking the pace up here, delivering another power slam, this time off of an Irish whip. Now stiff shot there by Smith, and another one backing Nobu into the corner. And once again with the strikes, and oh! A big boot right to the face of Nobu in the corner, and follows up with the Russian leg sweep. Smith hooks the leg once again. 2. No. One more time, Nobu manages to kick out. But Avalon Smith now on the attack, continuing the assault, and she'd be wise to do this as much as possible. Forget about the fans. Forget about showing off. Just focus on the task at hand, which is beating Suki Nobu and becoming the second GWGP Women's Champion. Right now, she's in good position for that. Back on the top turnbuckle again. She might be going for another one of those Hurricane Ranas. If she hits it, no. No, Nobu caught her in midair and powerbombs her down to the mat. What a counter by the White Wolf. And now a kick to the gut. And more striking combinations. Backing Smith onto the rope, and she just gets knocked over the top. And speaking of over the top, Nobu with the suicide dive. And of course, we've got to see that one a second time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this wolf has wings. And now Nobu soaking in the reaction of his hometown crowd here in Tokyo, Japan. Referee begins his count. And Nobu outside of the ring with another shining wizard. This time a knee variation. Still no less effective. And now Smith against the barricade, and Nobu, oh my goodness. An Uranagi that drills the shoulder blades of Avalon Smith right against the edge of that barricade. And somehow Avalon Smith able to counter and fight herself back into this, and now she's got Nobu up in a powerbomb, and oh my God. Avalon Smith just one-upped Nobu on the barricade assault with a powerbomb, and now this rolling butterfly suplex combination. She calls it the Screaming Eagles. Might be just enough to get her back into this match, as the ref's count has hit 15. And if she wants to win the championship, she's got to do it back inside of the ring. Helps Nobu back against the apron, and delivers a kick to the temple before getting back into the squared circle herself. And now Avalon Smith will look to finish things off here. Hoisting Nobu up and down with the Liberty Bell. She's given that move that name because she claims that will leave a crack in her opponents. The same way that there's one in the famous landmark. Follows up with a little pose down here. But no, she's not going for a pinfall. Why is she not going for a pin? Up top, high risk. Oh my goodness! Nobu catches Smith in midair with a shuriken kick. Nobu follows up with a teep kick to the gut. And another shining wizard. Wow. Right on the button. Avalon Smith does not know where she is. And I don't think she wants to. Nobu again. Another shining wizard. This one to the back of the neck of Avalon Smith. And this could be the beginning of the end here. A Matarasu driver. And Smith in perfect position here. Suki Nobu making that very familiar climb to the top turnbuckle. A cold chill has just hit the Karakuen Hall. Winter is coming. And the winter fall scores Suki Nobu her first successful championship defense. Let's look at the replay here. Hotly contested match. Smith there hitting the fall of Avalon. Later in the match, the Liberty Bell. Very powerful maneuver here, but instead of going for the pinfall, she goes to the top turnbuckle and crashes and burns as a result of her overzealous actions. Nobu takes advantage and follows up the Amaterasu driver with the winter fall. And Suki Nobu, at least for one more night, can stand tall as the reigning and successfully defending GWGP Women's Champion. And so now it all comes down to this. The View Japan Vigor Force main event of the evening. And a match that is history-making for both View Japan Pro Wrestling and the Extraordinary Wrestling Association. More on that in a bit. But right now, this crowd here inside of the legendary Karakuen Hall awaits the arrival of its hometown son. Notice I said son, not necessarily hero, because there's nothing heroic about this man here. One of the most cunning and ruthless individuals to ever set foot inside of a squared circle. The mastermind, Victory Musashi. And of course it was that very cunning that brought this match about. Musashi holding a press conference earlier this month, laying out the challenge to Krystian Fenix at this time, on this date, in this place, a one-on-one contest for the XWA World Heavyweight Championship. The final piece of Musashi's puzzle to world domination, as he calls it. Bear in mind that his constituents, his soldiers in Katana, are in possession of the XWA Tag Team titles as well as the GWP Heavyweight Championship. So Musashi capturing the XWA title here tonight would put them in the ultimate position of power. The challenge was laid down, and the champion is most certainly not one to back down from a challenge. And here he comes, the man on fire, the XWA World Heavyweight Champion, Krystian Fenix, who more than victory itself, enjoys rising above a challenge. So it was no question at all that Fenix was going to walk down this aisle here for the very first time, appearing in a View Japan ring, and so too with it. The XWA World Heavyweight Championship itself is being contested for the first time ever in a ring that is not an XWA one. So to say this isn't a high-pressure situation is an understatement. Once again, we go ringside for the official introductions.
The following contest is our main event of the evening, and is for the XWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing the challenger in the blue corner, representing Katana, from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 250 pounds, Victory Musashi. And his opponent in the red corner, fighting out of San Francisco, California, and weighing in at 247 pounds. He is the reigning, defending XWA World Heavyweight Champion, the man on fire, Krystian Fenix.
As I said before, never in the history of the XWA has one of its championships been defended in another promotion. So needless to say, there's a whole lot riding on this match, and the champion would have it no other way. This match also goes on record as being the very first time that these two men will lock up against each other. So here we go. Main event, XWA Championship on the line. And Victory Musashi calling out Fenix. Fenix answering the call, and they lock up. Side headlock control here by Fenix, who takes him over with a headlock takedown. Musashi now with the scissor lock here. Kind of feeling each other out in the early going here. Back to side headlock control here by the champion. And now standing side headlock by Musashi. Fenix backing Victory to the ropes. And that exchange ends in a stalemate. Words being exchanged again between these two men. And they tie up center of the ring once more. Top wrist lock being applied here. Quickly reversed into one of his own by Victory Musashi. Now Krystian Fenix quickly countering. Some beautiful chain wrestling on display here by both of these competitors. Now Musashi with the push to the ropes. And once again, another stalemate between champion and challenger here in the Karakuen Hall. And yet again, another tie-up. This time, Musashi starts things off with a side headlock into a top wrist lock again. Krystian Fenix now swings and takes the back here. Hammerlock being applied. And now, a side armbar takedown by Musashi, and Krystian Fenix flips out of that predicament. Unbelievable display of athleticism there by the champion. And this Tokyo crowd firmly in the corner of Krystian Fenix, showing their appreciation for that exchange. Musashi not too pleased about it though. Attempted a cheap shot only to get taken down by that beautiful flying elbow. Fenix follows up with a knee slam right to the forehead. And showing the love right back to this Tokyo crowd. The champ now, front headlock. Snap suplex. And now looks to follow up with something big here. What's he got planned? Fenix closing the distance, and oh, beautiful flying head scissors by the man on fire. And now Fenix dragging the disoriented carcass of Victory Musashi to the center of the ring. And delivers another flying knee slam, this time from the second rope. And the first cover of the night. Is that enough to put Musashi away? No. 2 count only. Fenix reports with the referee as Musashi gets the shoulder up at 2. He's been kind of knocked for a loop for the past couple of minutes here. Fenix now face standard issue vertical suplex that hits the mark. And Fenix with a stomp and going to the submissions here. Rear chin lock, almost like a camel clutch variation. Musashi so close to the ropes right now, unable to break the hold, but manages to escape the hold. And now Victory. Musashi answering with a submission of his own here. Single leg Boston Crab, trying to slow down some of that momentum of Krystian Fenix, which isn't a bad strategy because the man on fire is certainly fitting of that moniker, because when he gets on fire, he is very tough to extinguish. One step ahead though is Musashi, countering with that beautiful fireman's carry, and then a classic chop right to the chest of Fenix. Shades of the Nature Boy, a legend using a legend's move to great effect. And Musashi answering back with a vertical suplex. As fundamentally sound as you will ever see is Victory Musashi. Like I said before, he is a cunning and ruthless individual, but he is also a very crafty one as well. The man knows the game of human chess as well as anyone who has ever set foot in the ring before or after him. And of course, there's always the looming presence of his attack dog's katana. I have word from the back that he was in some kind of discussion with Jung Suzuki, the reigning GWGP heavyweight champion, earlier tonight. I have no doubt that that had something to do with this match right here. At this point, though, it looks as if Musashi has wrestled momentum away from Fenix as he goes for the cover. And only a 2 count there as Fenix gets the shoulder up. Still early in this match, both men believing that they've put in enough work to keep the other man down for a 3, but not so much. Oh, stiff short angle DDT there by Musashi, who goes to the second turnbuckle. And now a little showboating on the part of the mastermind before he drops the elbow from the second rope. Musashi now spinning Fenix around with that shot before following up with a classic Russian leg sweep. And again with the elbow right to the top of the forehead of Fenix. That one definitely stings. And so will this. Oh, beautiful variation of a backbreaker. And this is signature victory Musashi here as he goes for another cover. 2. And again, only a 2 count, but a very methodical pace by Musashi, like a vulture stalking his prey, just picking his opponents apart before he lays into them with those power moves, that signature enziguri, or the 5-ring suplex combination, leading of course to either the World Eater or the Wings of Victory. But wait a second, just when it looked as if Musashi was in control, Krystian Fenix right back into it. And did you see the distance on that I-Slide moonsault? Fenix now, once again, with this crowd behind him. Springboard tope con hilo. And Fenix trying to put Musashi away here. But no. Again, another near fall in this heavyweight championship match. Musashi back to one knee and quickly rolls out of the way. And we're back to square one yet again here. Both men trying to regroup. Musashi trying to go in for the kill. But again, Fenix one step ahead with the counter. And now Fenix from the corner. Beautiful springboard enziguri. Taking a page out of Musashi's own playbook there with that strike. Amazing the agility of the World Heavyweight Champion. But again, Musashi with the immediate retaliation. Krystian Fenix just got nailed with the genuine article. And a tiger suplex with a bridge to follow up, but only a 2 count. Wow, what an exchange. And you've got to get the feeling that the pace is just quickened ever so slightly in this match. Both men going for the bigger moves, swinging for the home run. There we see a neck breaker by Musashi. And now victory with the snap suplex variation. Looking a bit confident here as he's got the champ down and out. Fenix back to his feet. Musashi Irish whips him into the corner, charges in, and nails the champ with that lariat. Now Musashi back to the second turnbuckle again. Meanwhile, Krystian Fenix slowly getting back to his feet. Doesn't know where he is, but Musashi certainly knows where he's going. Right back down to the canvas with that double axe handle. And now Musashi applying that modified camel clutch chin lock here. Almost as if to mock Fenix, using his own moves against him. As if to say, if you can do it, so can I. And wouldn't that be something if Musashi can win the championship off a submission? Fenix not having any of that though, fighting his way out of it and delivering that knee slam right to the face. Muay Thai style, and this game of one-upsmanship continues as now Fenix is the one who applies the single leg Boston Crab to Musashi in retaliation. Musashi though spinning his hips out of it and just shoves his foot right into the chest of Fenix to take him down. And now Victory, shot to the back. Uh-oh, he's got that wrist clutch. That means it's time for the 5 rings. This teardrop suplex combination. He's still got the grip on Fenix and down for a 3rd teardrop in succession. And now Musashi, a little jaw-jacking to this crowd inside of the Karakuen Hall. Fenix is down and out, slowly trying to get back to his feet. But Musashi, right on the follow, just jamming the elbow of Fenix into the canvas and a 2nd time. Now, Fenix awakening with that back body drop as it looked as if Musashi was trying to follow up, and Fenix follows up with yet another Asai moonsault. Low angle that time there. And speaking of low, down goes Musashi with the twist of fate. Could this be the beginning of the end here? Fenix to the top turnbuckle. What's he got planned? Taking his time here. No, he doesn't go for the Fenix smash, but a coup de grace nonetheless. Double stomps right to the chest of Musashi, and Fenix in the cover. Hook in the leg, and only a 2 count yet again. Krystian Fenix cannot believe it. Near fall after near fall. That's been the story of this entire event from the very first match. Now Fenix looking to do something big here. He's got Musashi against the ropes, but Victory on the counter. Musashi stopping Fenix right in his tracks. Over the top to the apron. And he just speared Fenix right out of the ring. Wait a second. That's Jung Suzuki coming down the ramp. What the hell is he doing out here? Oh God, not like this, come on. No way. Suzuki has Fenix up on the floor and delivers that tombstone pile driver. Ladies and gentlemen, as a rule in the XWA, there is no disqualification in championship matches to ensure that there is a victor. And you better be damn sure the Katana are trying to take full advantage of that fact. Jun Suzuki with this blindside assault outside of the ring. He hit the prophecy and now a rainmaker on Fenix. Damn you, Victory, Musashi. You could have done this the old-fashioned way. You could have did this the right way. I should have known all along that he was going to try to sick his attack dogs on Fenix here. And now Musashi is just going to pick the bones of Krystian Fenix outside of the ring. Victory with the champion of Fireman's Carrion. Oh God, no, don't. Oh my goodness. Musashi tossing Fenix back first against that ring post. And he's not done yet. Oh, you better believe he's not done yet. Musashi right now trying to make an example of the World Heavyweight Champion. Knee right to the face. Right to the temple of Fenix as he's dangling off of that barricade. Victory Musashi right now is just simply adding insult to injury to the XWA World Heavyweight Champion. Now what's he got planned? Musashi, well, he finally decides to roll Fenix back into the ring, not before applying an elbow right to the face of the champion. And yeah, drink it in, Musashi. This crowd none too pleased, and we could see the championship change hands right here. No way. How in the hell does Krystian Fenix still have enough in the tank after being blindside assaulted by Jung Suzuki and then further beat down by Victory Musashi to kick out at 2, even if they're all that punishment? I don't know, but this match still goes on regardless. But for how long remains to be seen. What the hell is Musashi doing here? He's got Fenix up in, oh my God. Musashi with another cover. And Krystian Fenix kicks out again. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take another look at that move that Musashi unleashed on the champion. It's like a superplex from the second rope. That is a lot of elevation there. And speaking of elevation, Musashi now with Fenix on the top turnbuckle. Just a natural progression, I suppose. Going for another superplex. If he hits this one, it's over. But no. Fenix fighting his way out of it. Some shots to the kidneys. And back into it is Fenix yet again. Up to the second turnbuckle. What's he got planned here? How about a missile drop kick? Krystian Fenix fighting his way back into this match. And Fenix with a reverse of fate. Are you serious right now? Where did that one come from? Fenix to the top turnbuckle. And the champ delivers a Fenix splash, but is unable to capitalize on the move. Just too much punishment administered by Musashi in conjunction with Jung Suzuki. Now he gets the cover, but just too much time spent recuperating from the damage sustained before that for the Fenix splash to be enough to defend the World Heavyweight Championship. Fenix with some right hands backing Musashi to the ropes. Musashi though with a counter and delivers another enziguri out of nowhere. A scintillating strike to say the least, and Musashi with Fenix up. World Eater connects. The champ down in a heap. And it looks like his situation is about to go from bad to worse. Rings of Victory connects, but Musashi is down as well. And I'm getting word from backstage again. We've got cameras set up backstage, and it looks... Wait a second. Ladies and gentlemen, it looked as if the big boss Duke Morrow was on his way to the arena, more than likely to inflict some more punishment on Fenix, but he just got cut off at the pass by that looks like Kevin Lassiter. Is it? I'm trying to get a good view of this footage that we're seeing live backstage here. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is in fact Kevin Lassiter. The last time we saw him, he was being excommunicated out of Katana by Victory Musashi. So obviously he would have some issue with his former brothers in arms here, but I didn't think it would go to this extreme. Lassiter with the, oh my God. He just German suplex Duke Morrow through that table. And meanwhile, back in the ring with the match, both men have taken a beating. Musashi now crawls over Fenix, hooking the leg. 1, 2, and no. Again, Fenix escapes from the jaws of defeat. And Victory Musashi, I think right now is almost at a loss for ideas. Could it be that the mastermind has finally concocted a plan that he can't carry out as Fenix gets dumped out to the ringside area yet again? And oh God, the lights just went out. The lights went out inside the arena, and Kevin Lassiter has just stormed the ring, face to face with Victory Musashi for the first time since he was excommunicated from Katana. And needless to say, Lassiter is all about payback. Breaking the back of Musashi, and oh, lariat right inside of the corner. Lassiter is stomping the proverbial mud hole right now and about to walk it dry. Now what you got planned? Nothing good. Sudden impact. Signature Kevin Lassiter on display here. And oh, another one of those code breakers. Krystian Fenix still down and outside of the ring. But I don't think that makes a difference. I don't think Lassiter is doing any favors to the World Heavyweight Champion by this assault. This is all about him. This is all about getting back at Victory Musashi, and now he's got Musashi up here, and oh my God, what a move was that? He just literally broke Victory Musashi in half. What the hell was that? And Lassiter, satisfied with his work, makes his way up the aisle, and Krystian Fenix came to. Musashi doesn't know where he is. But it looks like his master plan is about to backfire, thanks in great part to his former chosen one. Twist of fate. And you can feel the energy in this arena through your fingertips, through the edges of your hairs. Fenix with Musashi in position. Fenix smasher. And now the champ headed back up top to the top turnbuckle, sensing the beginning of the end here. Fenix splash into the cover. And Krystian Fenix successfully defends the XWA World Heavyweight Championship. So much action to go over, but we're going to take a look at the key points of this match. Jung Suzuki with a blindside assault. And then from out of nowhere, Kevin Lassiter diverts a second assault by taking out Big Duke Morrow. And then practically cracking Musashi in half with that, whatever that move was. Setting the table for Krystian Fenix to hit the Phoenix Splash. And once again, defend the XWA World Heavyweight Championship. Not without a great deal of assistance from a man who he once called a brother. Does he stand victorious here tonight inside of the Karakuen Hall? But that's a story far from being finished, it looks like. But at this point, the only thing that matters right now for Krystian Fenix is being handed that championship once again. Another successful championship defense. And that is going to do it here from the Karakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. For View Japan Pro Wrestling and the Extraordinary Wrestling Association, this is 3X signing off. Goodbye and good night.